Welcome to another episode of Goonies World. I am Johnny Farrow, also known as Sean, and with me, as always, is Meanie, also known as Ryan.
Hello.
And of course, we have Goonie, also known as Colin.
Hey there.
And we have Lunicorn, also known as Lynn.
Sean's introducing, so that means I can steal his line. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, hey. And we are playing Electric Bastionland. And we won't bother with a recap. If you don't know what's going on, just listen to the last episode. I will say before we start that even though we're playing the Electric Bastionland system and using its implied setting of Bastion, I'm using some material derived from an adventure written for the game Troika as well. And I think the tone and details of those two games, mesh pretty well. Anyway, we're here with Lump and Clancy and Sylix going underground to catch the Slow Sledge to Plankton Downs, which seems to be a literal underground railroad of sorts. That's the way Ladia Hope described it. So you're going down the stairs beneath the monument. And even though the antique sign outside the stairs had said 2 trains, with an old arrow, this stair doesn't seem to, be designed to move large numbers of people very efficiently. And there are decades worth of cryptic graffiti all over everything. There's a very faint, tangy, metallic, garbagey smell in the air. And you can hear the sounds of hidden, mysterious machines rumbling in the depths. And the stair twists back and forth on itself a couple times, and it gets pretty dark. But you can see several floors below, there's a flickering red light. Not like firelight, but like an electric light that is intermittently on, And finally, these stairs open out into a long concrete landing overlooking a small gauge railroad track. But this can't be the the rail you're looking for, because it's covered with great big albino ferns and mushrooms and all kinds of strange growths all over the tracks. Again, you're on kind of a landing above it, or a platform, like where people would board a train long ago, like a subway train. And across the track, there's some brickwork, and the whole thing has an arched ceiling. And there's a few of these red lights, but they're all flickering, and they go up and down a tunnel, from here. And all over the brickwork, there are decades worth of rotting old advertisements and posters that have been glued on top of each other and then ripped off and rotted off. And above that, people have painted in great big block letters so you can see it against the background of rotten posters, other advertisements, and painted over those. So it's a really eclectic and colorful environment. But you don't see anyone down here. There's some benches and some old trash bins and an old empty ticket window. But there's no one down here at all except for one person who is wearing an overlarge hat. It's got a very big brim, a huge square brim. And hanging down from the brim is a black veil on all sides. And he's all in black. I guess he's kind of top-heavy. I guess he almost might have like a dark helmet type appearance, just because he seems overlarge in the head, although he's not little. And he has a bulky blade with him, and holstered at his thigh is a fairly heavy revolver. And there's a floating mechanical eyeball hovering above his head. And as you walk in, it zips over to you. He's about like 72 feet away from you still. He's pretty far away. But the eyeball zips over and it gets within a few feet of you guys and stops and then eyeballs you up and down.
I don't stare. It's rude.
Now I have to ask you guys something. Would any of you describe your character as ugly? Be honest. Not just insecure and thinks they might be ugly, but to other, or not just is ugly and, doesn't think they are. Who would honestly say their character is ugly?
Yeah. I think Lump he's had such a hard life.
Yeah.
There's no way he's not ugly.
Well, yeah, there's that fellow who is still far away from you with the huge hat and the veil to where you can't see his face or anything. No, he cries out, "You who are ugly, prepare to die," and draws that heavy revolver and fires it. And he hits you with it, and you take 3 points of damage. That's not nothing. And now you guys can do something about it.
I forgot to say, though, as we were, and you might not allow this because I forgot, but if this is still the same as Into the Odd, where we could take short breaks.
Oh, yeah, you take a short rest. You're back at full hit points, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, as before we even started going down here.
Yeah. Short breaks, just taking a few moments, getting a little drink, getting yourself recombobulated, getting your stamina back up. That's really what HP is, more like stamina. Would be a better name for it. Represents how it works. But yes, you guys are back up to full, but you just took 3. Yep. And now you guys may act, and just because I happen to be looking at Ryan right now, what would Clancy do?
Well, I mean, this is very, unusual sort of behavior. But he's only attacking.
That's true.
Is that right?
That is true.
Well, I don't think Lump is particularly ugly anyhow, so I think that I'm going to have to poke this creature with my pitchfork.
You could do that, and also don't forget, you guys each found or you were given a noble weapon by Ladia, old laddie, to help you in your quest. And I believe you found a nice pistol or revolver of some sort, Clancy, in the last game.
A wildly inaccurate pistol.
Yes. Well, yeah, but you're going to hit anyway because the way the system works, a lot is just for color. There's bullets flying all over the place.
Yes, but he's so accustomed to the pitchfork, you see. So, yes, well, he will hit for 3, of course.
Oh. And you could attack him with the pitchfork. You just have to dramatically charge across the platform and stab him. But how much damage did you say? I'm sorry.
3 points.
Okay, hey, that's great. Now he's going to take 2. You notice. And he's got 1 point of armor. It would be nice if you guys had some armor. But he soaks 1 of that, in other words, so he takes 2 points of damage. And Sylix, what do you do?
I'm gonna shoot him with my weird gun.
Okay.
It ignores armor and shoots purple light.
That's awesome.
Oh, and I rolled a 6.
Oh Lord! And thank you for reminding me that it ignored armor. But you roll a 6, and that's a full 6 too. And you will never guess what happens. Is that he's actually taking critical damage. He's down 1 below where he should be. And our friend is going to have to... well, he's not down yet, but you see he staggers. And staggers backwards. And then looks about and decides to stay in it. But our friend Lump, who is the one who's been injured for being ugly, apparently. What do you do?
Well, my feelings are hurt pretty good. Well, now this... So is he, like crawling or...
No, he's staggered backwards. His back is to the old rail tracks.
Okay, so he... Okay, these are these electrified tracks?
Probably not, because as I said, all over them is like great big ferns have grown. Fungus. And mushrooms. It seems like it's disused.
Okay.
And in fact, it's older than electricity. It's like an old school railroad track.
Can I? I'm gonna try to use my new prong of war, my little 2-pronged military fork, to pin him Well, he's not up against a wall or anything, is he?
No, in fact,
he's on the tracks.
Yeah, he's not on the tracks. He's up on a platform with you guys.
Yeah.
And if he were to, there's actually no wall behind him. In fact, there's a drop off. He'd fall down to where the track level is.
Yeah. That's why I was thinking if it was electrified, but it's probably not. But I'll just go ahead and fork him.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're going to charge across the intervening distance, and you lay into him with your fork now, and you're trying to knock him back, right? That's what you want to do. He's got to make a strength roll. His strength's reduced right now. It's 11 right now, and he rolls a 3 though. You push him backwards, and you go ahead and roll your damage for the fork. You push him backwards, but not off. He doesn't fall or get pinned. But you might be able to kill him just with the fork.
4 damage.
Okay, well, now he's got to roll a 7 or less to. Oh my God, he rolls a 5. This guy is. Get off me! You're so ugly. I can smell your ugliness. Get off!
Well, what do you got against ugly?
And meanwhile, that little eyeball is not attacking anybody, but it's zipping all around and acting frantic and trying to see things from different angles, And he's talking some smack. He's trying to get away, but you've got him. It is his turn now, and he does hop down, the 4 to 6 feet or whatever it is, down to the level of the tracks, into the overgrowth, the mushrooms and the toadstools and the ferns and all the other things that don't need a lot of normal light down here. He's not hidden or anything, but he's starting to, you're going to try to run across the track and escape. But he does turn and fire a parting shot at you. Uggo, he says, and fires. Bam! And I hate to tell you this, but he also just rolled a 6. I was so tempted to pull my punches there, but
That's right.
Yeah. Boom. So I think you might be in danger.
Yeah, I'd be like below. I'd be like 3 below.
No.
Gotta make a roll with my strength.
Yeah, at 3 below. Yeah, 3 below your strength. You've literally lost strength points. And vicious fight. Right out of the gate.
Pretty high. That was my highest stat, so I gotta get 8.
Good, I'm pulling for you.
7.
Hey! Ooh. Man, and we've had some good saves tonight in that regard. Critical damage saves. Unfortunately, this other guy has them too. But that was his turn, and it's your guy's turn. And I'm going to go ahead and just stay in order and go back to Clancy. This guy's trying to get away into the underworld. You want to go chase him down now and use the weapon you're more comfortable with? Now that we're stabbing people with hooks and forks.
He's run off a bit, so he's going to pull out his gun that he received and fired.
All right.
And it's like bam, 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 bam. Actually, I think it's just bam, bam because it's like 2 barrels. But he rolls but a 3 again.
All right, and still, but a 3 is enough to take his strength down to 4. What's the chances he's going to roll
about 20%?
Well, he rolls a 17, so he falls down. You guys are still up on the level of the tracks. You can walk over and picture you all standing up, or you're up at the level of the platform looking down at him laying there up against the old tracks.
Let's, me and you, fork him at the same time with our forks.
That sounds delightful.
Oh, yeah. You got to get yourself a fork, Sylix.
Yes, I think I do. I think that's a great idea. We should be on the lookout for me to have my own fork.
And we can offer. We can certainly offer all sorts of people a 3-way forking.
It's true.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's an excellent idea.
And you know what else we can eat? Like with these forks, we can eat ourselves up some 15 pies that one time.
Well, this guy's laying there, crawling, slowly dying while he can hear all this too, which is great. But he tries to talk, but he's gurgling now and spitting up blood, you know. Now, according to the rules, if someone were to, like if this happened to one of you guys, you'd be okay if you could get care within an hour. If your friends can save you, you'd be all right. But, you know, so you can stick him with a fork or you can let him slowly.
Stick a fork in him, he's done. I'm gonna, yeah.
And what's the eye doing during all this?
Just about to get to that. The eye is, first of all, it kind of drooped and then looked back and forth, everybody, and now it's in confusion. It is in confusion.
Hey, little eye. You confused? Come over here.
It goes, is up and down like yes. Just puts its head
Hello,
motion.
Mr. I. Were you hanging out with that guy? Was he your eyeball master?
Hey, this thing can't talk or communicate in any way, but
Of course.
it
Well, it looks like it can answer yes or no questions.
well, it spins. Yeah, that's true. It does spin around when you ask that question and put itself up against your head, Sylix, with the eyeball facing outwards, like a cyclops, and then he turns around and looks at you again. That's his answer. When you ask what's his connection with that guy. Now, you guys could go down and
Okay.
examine that guy's body after you fork him to death and, give some clues as to his nature if you wish. I will point out that at this point, I mentioned earlier there were some trash receptacles and some old benches and stuff, and about a dozen pretty ugly people who were hiding behind the benches and in the they're all wearing black or brown burlap suits, like the most uncomfortable material, and they're wearing like shoes that are wooden boxes that aren't shaped to their feet at all,
Hey, those look pretty nice.
and they have like jackets that look like they're made out of straw. They must be so itchy and woolly, and they're all carrying heavy stuff. They're all homely, I guess you might say. You know this thing would have thought it was. But they creep out as well, and you guys can talk to them if you want. And
I probably know some of these people.
yeah, maybe. And you could talk to them, loot the guy's body, whatever you want to do.
Well, Clancy is gonna, investigate the guy's body, and unless anybody tries to stop him, we'll probably start taxidermying it.
Yeah, I'm gonna allow that. I don't see why not.
Yeah, I don't see why I can't be taxidermied, but let's search him first, because I want to see if he has, an item on him that connects him with this eyeball thing that's floating around.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I think that's a great idea. And if he doesn't already have any tentacles, he will soon.
Well, I think that's great. I think that he will look really cool with tentacles. Real piece of art there you could create with him.
All right. So you stick him, and you guys are all down there at the level of his body looking around. Meanwhile, these strange people come and stare out and watch in horror. Well, you haven't started the taxidermy yet, but no. Anyway, obviously the two things the guy does have, he has a big, heavy revolver. It's no better than anything you've got, but it's a great big, heavy revolver. It's a noble weapon, though. It does a D8, and then he's got a big ass blade, which also does a D8 damage, but it's bulky. And of course, he has some armor. He has a jet black buskin. If anyone was to take his jet black buskin, they would have one armor, because he's about the same size as any of you, more or less. And he's got 3 new pounds on him. Well, that's good money.
I would take the armor if nobody else objects.
And finally, he has this distinctive hat. And it's as good as armor as any until you find some other armor someday. But anyway, he has that weird hat, and with the veil, you haven't seen his face. But when you look under the veil, he has no eyes at all. He has no eyes at all. And it's a big hat to where he'd have trouble getting through some doorways, right? But there you go.
Yeah, somebody can take that hat. I don't. It's too big for me.
Oh, I just don't like it at all. I think it's ugly. I don't want to wear it.
Speaking of ugly, any of you fellow Uggos want this old stick hook of mine? I can't carry both that and my fork.
I can carry much, says one. And then if you do begin the taxidermy at this point, many of them shudder in horror, and yet force themselves to watch from the platform. We're looking for burdens. We're looking for toil. We seek the most dangerous, painful path we can, ever downward. We're the Toil Pilgrims. We're going to go as far as the underground will let us go, and our toil and suffering will feed Saint Draconis, the Star Leviathan. That's what we're doing. So yes, I'll carry all the burdens you have, hook or what.
Oh, well, if I had more, I'd pile up on more on you, to carry and increase your burden. But unfortunately, all I got is this old stick hook. You can carry that around for you. Maybe I could help you, like, if you want rocks or something, I could pile up some rocks on you. And
we go now to the Plaza of Pondering, where the sledge station is, and there, in the where the traders are, we're going to pile up with more burdens to take below.
Okay, you got that covered then.
Yes. Thank you for killing the Fair Evolutionist. He saw something so ugly once that it blinded him. There was a curse on whatever it was or whoever it was, and ever since then is that little thing you see there. That's his eyeball. It says, nodding up and down.
Do you know how he made it work for him? Because, since he's not really using it anymore, I thought maybe we could use it.
I have no idea. He was just someone we hid from, a creature of legend. We thought he was an urban legend, but no, he's all too real. I'm afraid we got him stirred up again. We fled up 2 levels. We've lost progress because of him. We fled from him. He's normally not up this high. There's still regular folk. Well, regular, he puts up air quotes, regular folk living down here. There's still people who prefer the anonymity of the underground for their life. People who have fallen through the cracks, mockeries. But that place, Plaza of Pondering, is where many of them congregate. That's where the old sledge is. Goes all the way to the wall, they say.
Yeah, I think that's the place we're looking for. The Slow Sledge.
Well, if you're free to walk with us, we'll gladly carry you.
Hell. Maybe we should let these people, do what they're on a mission to do. Carry us. I ain't never been carried.
Oh, perhaps they would like to carry all of us.
Yes, of course. That was our intention. And then, some old ladies like to get down on their hands and knees, and the weakest ones. This is the most masochistic cult ever. And they and there's some. You're riding on the back, not like of one hearty man, but several children and elderly people.
Is this enough toil for you?
Yes. The Saint Draconis feeds well. I only wish there were more of you. Of course. So where are you headed? Obviously, we can carry you as far as Are you going down as far as you can go into the depths of the underground? You say, and meanwhile, they're leading you along the tracks. They're not walking up on the platform part. They're gone down to the track level, and they've turned in there walking one way. Remember, the only illumination is the flickering red lights above, and you can still hear the weird hidden machine somewhere off in the distance, and just an ominous tone. But that's where you're having this conversation. But where do you go? To the sledge, you say?
Yeah, the sledge, and then that's going to carry us somewhere.
We'll carry you to the wall.
Yeah, the wall.
And while these people are carrying Clancy, he's going to occasionally increase the toil by poking them with his pitchfork.
We're like, toil, not pain, ow!
I will let you have more toil because I'm a toil letter.
Yeah, one of the little kids who's carrying you laughs, but he's shushed. He's immediately shushed because toil's not funny. I take it very seriously.
I only wish I weighed more for you. I'm sorry. I'm just paper thin. Bones are just hollow, probably. Got no marrow. Yeah, I'm lucky I don't blow away.
Well, you certainly don't blow away right now as you travel down the tunnel through the albino ferns and mushrooms along the old rail tracks. But it doesn't take long before you reach what must be the Plaza of Pondering, because light gets brighter for one thing. It's like an electric blue light you can see up ahead.
Sorry. As we're being carried,
Oh, yeah.
could that count as a rest?
Short rest. Short rest, of course, yes.
Yeah.
Short rest, yeah.
Oh, I completely forgot to finish taxidermying that poor
Oh,
bastard back there.
Well, it's probably a lengthy process, very hard to squeeze in on a journey. But you're going to have to buy some like leak-proof bags and stuff so you can get some specimens to bring back, Anyway, you find what must be the Plaza of Pondering. It's this vast dome that the tracks open up into and then just run out. The top of it's lost in darkness. It's the size of several city blocks, and there's part of an ancient city block here. It's just tilted at like a 10-degree angle to the floor for some reason. So everything's just a little off kilter. And the light that's coming here is strings of electric lights. They're not multicolored. All of them have this like harsh blue-white light, and they buzz. Like the whole place just has a slight buzzing. There's no one great big light, just thousands of light bulbs lighting the place up. And this is a neighborhood of outcasts and misfits and mockeries and machines that prefer, like he said, the anonymity of living down here. And there's a few dozen of these weirdos milling about, but the biggest, most obvious, interesting thing in here is the huge electric sledge that straddles this big iron rail that goes all the way out of this huge domed room and out of a gigantic tunnel on the other side beyond those tilted city blocks. And this electric sledge is basically like a cross between a big Mississippi River steamboat type of thing, and where the smokestacks would be, there's like a football goalpost type of an arrangement where there's an electric current crackling in between the two posts. But it's kind of like a cross between that and a huge oversized rail car. And it's all made of shaped metal. It's painted green and red and gold. It's 3 stories tall, like 3 decks. And there's this great big roll-up stairway that leads to the upper deck at the top of the thing where people would enter. And it has massive wheels and grips sticking out of the bottom deck that hug the sides of that single metal rail. And that rail's huge. It's like 8 feet wide and 4 feet tall. It's embedded in the floor. And again, just runs out this huge tunnel. And the whole lower deck must be engines. At the top deck, you can see there's some like bubble-like plexiglass observation windows. And there's even an open lounge deck up there. There's a ticket booth at the base of those stairs. And this chalkboard sign right outside the booth is Slow Sledge to Plankton Downs, departing midnight. It gives you a couple hours. But there's other things here, too. There's some food stalls set up and booths and whatnot. And as I say, these tilted houses where people obviously live and do business. But as you're taking all this in, random man just materializes. And he's looks for a little worse for wear. Wearing a nice suit, but it's like so old and threadbare. And he's got a golden nose. It's like a fake nose. It's a golden one. Oh, a few shillings for me, please. Just a few shillings.
Where'd you come from?
Well, I've come from... Ultimately, I come from the upper world, sir. I didn't mean to end up down here. It's just that I couldn't get my Form 13 Bravo filled out. My paperwork got transferred accidentally to the Bureau of Things Left Forgotten, and I couldn't get it transferred back, even though I filled out my request for a belated recovery of forgotten items form. And the next thing you know, I don't even exist. So here I am. So how about a couple of shillings so I can get a cinnamon roll and have a mushroom cordial?
Oh, well, I just happen to be in a place where I actually have a bit of shillings to hand out, and I gotta spread the love. I gotta pay it forward, So
Yes,
I'll give
of
you
course.
some shillings.
Yeah.
I got. What'd you say? You just need a couple of shillings.
Yes, while you're at it, perhaps, a new pound would do me well. I could, get a nice good meal for that. Oh, you're a good
Well-
gentleman. I can tell. You're not even at all ugly.
Yeah. Well, of course not. Now, so now you're saying you need a pound, okay? Well, I just happen to have I got 2 new pounds and 17 shillings. Well, here you go.
He's gonna give him everything. he
Oh,
has.
well, he looks up and he thanks some god under his breath, and then bowing and scraping. He doesn't go anywhere near the cinnamon roll and mushroom cordial stand. He goes straight to the bar, which this says a sign outside, lit up in light bulbs, says "Hard drinks for hard men." That's the name of the place, and that's the first place he goes. Yeah.
Hey, could you get me
Give
me a couple
shillings.
spare me a couple of shillings for a drink?
Well, now you came to buy the cinnamon roll you've been wanting. And, of course, you guys can identify with that guy. He couldn't get his Form 13 Bravo filled out. You guys had trouble getting your Form 13Z filled out, man. People can slip through the cracks and end up in the underground.
Truly, it's tragic, but I don't think there's anything. Well, I've got 5 new pounds if you would like. If you do want that cinnamon roll out.
5 whole new pound. Yeah, that's a lot of money. I want cinnamon roll.
Well, I suppose I should buy cinnamon rolls all around. A round of cinnamon rolls for my friend.
Okay, well, cinnamon rolls are cheap enough. They only cost you a pound.
generous. Wow.
And
Yeah.
that includes the
Generous.
mushroom cordial, by the way. It's a fizzy, alcoholic, sweet mushroom drink. And
And I'm gonna eat my cinnamon roll with my giant fork.
so you're big spenders, eh? Well, what if I told you I have some merchandise I don't exactly keep on top of the counter?
Oh, is that like adult stuff?
Well, no, it's something I think some folks like you might need, just might need. And, now, back before I ended up here, I used to be an eclectic alchemical chef topside. And I have here, and he reaches beneath the counter, it's a rejuvenating fizzy cream soda. 2 pounds each. I hope you haven't spent all your money already, because this is good stuff. It'll make you feel like you just had a long rest.
Ooh, I need a long rest. I'm feeling a little weak. Yeah. Well, why don't you? Can you help a brother out? Buy me a fizzy cream soda.
Well, I can afford to buy 2 of them, but then that would be all of my money, I'm afraid.
Yes, and I have 2 shillings. 2 pounds also. So, if we really think that is an important thing that we should have with us.
Yeah, it's real important.
We could pool our money so that we could each have 1 fizzy drink in case something bad happens later.
Or perhaps we could just bop this guy on the head and take them.
Oh.
You wouldn't do that.
No, they's not serious. They wouldn't do that. God, you can't do that to people down on their luck.
No.
That's not right.
Well, I can see you think you really need this. Tell you what I'll do. You go and buy these 2. I'll throw in the 3rd one. Because I saw you give all your money to Lothar. We tell you a story about the 13 Bravo form. Hey, yeah, well.
Oh yeah.
You need looking after down here. I'll throw in the other one too. Just give me your £4. We'll call it good.
Well, I'll give him 2. Yeah, I'll give him 2 and take 1 for myself. I assume Sylix will do as well, and then we'll give the free one to the guy who gave all his money to them.
Yeah. All right. Well, you give and it will come back to you, says a passing cultist. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna open that up and bottoms up, fellas.
By the way, I did take the eyeball, if I didn't make that clear.
Yeah.
I don't know that it is going to do anything for me. If nothing else, it is going to be my pet.
No, I'm glad you reminded me of the eyeball, because I was going to point out, it follows you. And, no.
Okay.
It has no benefit to you whatsoever other than flying around and following you guys.
Well,
it's a great accessory.
think that, it's a great accessory, and I think it maybe can learn, because it can, answer yes or no questions. I think it would make an excellent pupil.
Oh, yeah, pupil. That's a funny one.
Her name is Iris.
Of course it is.
Oh. Nice. Well, you know what? I think she's ugly, says a voice behind you. And there are three repurposed augmented thugs there. You know they're repurposed augmented thugs because they're wearing the livery of the Repurposed Augmented Thugs Guild. Got their little name patches on there and everything, and one of them has a steel jaw. He's the one who spoke. His name patch is Casey. And he's wearing, over his livery, though, he's wearing his puffy pink fleece jacket that's really thick. And the other guy next to him, his name is Stu, apparently, and he has this weird valve built into his esophagus. And he's leering at you and grinning weirdly. And then the other guy, his name is Hansy, has metal arms. And otherwise seems normal, but they're sneering at you. And, the old lady's being watched, says Casey with the steel jaw. And we're not to let anyone go from the old lady's hotel to the sledge, see?
Oh, so you people, you work for that other fella that, what was that name of him?
Friendly.
Ronan Friendly,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, the crypto historian. Paid us a fortnight ago. We didn't think it was going to pay off. But, we got a friend watching that. We got a friend watching that old lady, and you think there's more than one way to the underground. Anyway, you're going to go back up right now, or something bad's going to happen to you. Ain't that right, Stu? Yeah, that's right. Ain't that right, Hansy? You said it.
Well, I'm afraid we can't do that because we got to earn a bunch of money to pay off the reanimators, and we got no choice.
You're going to need the reanimators again after we're done with you. And then he does that thing where he pushes you, like a shoulder push, reaches out, does that jock bully push. Yeah, he does that to you.
Come here.
Yeah, come on. What are you going to do about it, huh? What you going to do about it? You're going to do nothing. He's obviously trying to start a fight now. People are backing away. No one cares what we do down here. You should have bopped that guy on the head. People mind their own business. You really could have bopped me on the head. Good luck, he says.
Well, if all you're going to do is push us around, that don't bother me. I'm going to keep going, and you can just push me all you want.
No, you ain't going nowhere. And they look like they're going to jump in and fight for real. And you guys make a dexterity save to see if you guys can go before them.
I made mine.
All right. Okay.
Dexterity is my best score, and I still fucked it
All
up.
right. Well, nobody looks like you don't look too happy either, Sylix.
No, I rolled an 18.
Okay. Well, nevertheless,
That's exactly what I rolled, actually.
well, what do you do then? Yeah, he looks like he's gonna Casey with the steel jaw. What are you gonna do, Lump? You got the drop on everybody here.
Oh, yeah, I guess I will push him back.
Okay. Trying to push him down, knock him down. All right.
Yeah.
All right. He's gonna make a strength test to stay up, and he doesn't actually. He rolls a 19, falls on his ass. Why you're gonna get it for that? He says. He starts scrambling to try to stand back up, and in fact, it's their turn now. So I don't see any reason why he can't. He didn't even have to stand all the way up to bite you. In fact, he bites you in the crotch with his steel jaw. And there's really no hit location in this game, but it's really, he just hits the upper thigh. Nice meaty part of the upper thigh. Oh, my God. I'm just kicking your ass tonight. I didn't roll a 6 again, but I rolled a 5, and you just drank your drink.
Yeah, but was that... I just wanted to clarify, did that actually make my strength
It made your
go
strength
back?
go back to normal. Yeah, it was just as if you had a long rest. You probably need it again, but anyway. Yeah, he does. So his steel jaw bites you, and then meanwhile, Hansy takes off one of his metal arms, and even though you two haven't engaged or anything yet, he throws it at you, Clancy, the metal arm, and it's just flying around in the air around you, trying to bitch slap you or smack you, and it actually does 1 point of damage to you. Smack, smack. And then the guy with the weird valve, in his esophagus rushes over to Sylix and twists the valve, and this bile just sprays out all over your face. It's acidic and nasty. Luckily, I only rolled a 1 again. And that's it. That's their turn. And now it's you guys who did not make your saves earlier can go, and let's go ahead and start with the biley one. You've just been sprayed with bile by Stu. With his bile
Right,
valve.
Stu.
That's what he called it. It's his bile valve. Yeah.
Is Stu armored?
Well, he doesn't look armored.
He
The only one that looks like they might be armored is Casey, because he's wearing a puffy pink fleece jacket. Weapons in melee. Without them being impaired.
If I use my not weird gun, my shotgun, can I swing it at his head?
Yeah, totally. I think you should swing at his head.
Okay.
All right. When used in this way, it's considered an improvised weapon, so it's not going to do its full,
Right.
Yeah, but go ahead and roll. It'll be a D6.
D6.
Normally it's a D8.
3.
And 3 points of damage. That's good. And you crack Stu with his bile valve in the head. Anyway, crack him right in the head. And how about Clancy?
Well, Clancy is going to ignore Steel Hands guy, the Metal Hands guy, because he takes issue with this bile valve
That's
guy,
gross,
and he's
yeah.
going he's going to shoot him because he's not in melee, right? With him,
No, because he took his arm off and threw it at you, and then the arm is still slapping you and flying around. But no,
the other guy, the Stu.
Stu's not in
Bile
melee
guy.
with you. No,
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I'll get the
I
full
mean he's
for shooting him.
closer, but yeah. And crack.
Right. Correct. Well, and Clancy rolls a 5.
Blam blam. That's good. Because let's see, our good friend Stu was at exact 0. And little did you know. And he doesn't have to save yet. So that's true. But you can tell. You can see it in his eyes. And it's a great hit. Colin, what do you do?
All right. Well, the guy that I had pushed down, I forgot who he was, but
That was he was the guy with the steel jaw, Casey.
oh yeah, he just bit me in
Yeah,
the
right.
junk.
Right in the junk.
Ah, yeah, I'm gonna stab him with my prong of war.
Prong of war.
Oh, I forgot. I just rolled a hit. And I got 7 damage.
Holy crap. Well, Casey has 4 hit points, and so that goes down into his strength. And he got to roll a 7 or less to avoid critical damage, and he rolls a 9, so he does not. He's pronged, and he writhes on the end of the prong and slips off of it, starts writhing around, dying in front of you. There's a big ooh from the crowd at that. And, yeah, nicely done. And how about these guys, though? It's their turn, and so he can't do anything. And Hansy throws off his other metal arm. He, like, whips his arm, whips his body to where it flies off. He stays far away. And it runs up and smacks you, lump. And it smacks you with that thing. Oh, shit. For 5 points of damage. And the other arm is still floating around near Clancy. It smacks him for 2 points of damage. And Stu, he's still standing there at 0. And he again opens his valve and sprays on you, adding insult to injury, Sylix. And sprays more bile on you, but I also roll a 2 for you. So you guys aren't getting the big damage rolls tonight, but Lump is taking it all. Lump is taking his lumps.
It's true, he
Yeah,
is.
but I did make my critical roll.
Okay, great.
Because I was down again.
Okay, yeah, I figured you would be. But that's great. And now, how about you, Clancy? What do you do?
He's going to fire at the fucking Stu again.
All right. Well, yep.
And for 6.
Now that's going to knock Stu way down. He's got a 4 or less, and he rolls a 12. He does not avoid. He staggers to one side from the force of the shot. In fact, it'd be funny if he kind of staggers into Sylix a little bit. Closer, his nasty bodily smell, and he slips off of you and writhes around the ground in pain. He'd be dead soon if nobody helps him. And that leaves Hansy. Sylix, what do you do?
All right, so Mr. Hansy, you're going down, Mr. Hansy.
Hansy looks up at you as if he's going to run away as soon as he can.
You're not going anywhere. I only rolled a 2, though.
Well, he's hurt. He's hurt. He staggers, but he keeps running. And but now it is your turn, Lump. So what do you do?
I kind of think it would be funny if I these arms that are like floating back towards him as he's running away.
Yeah, they are floating back towards him.
Try to like pin at least one of them with my fork.
Okay.
So it doesn't reach him.
All right. It's
Just so he's running away. He might get the other one, but yeah, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, and you don't have to roll anything.
Okay.
The arm itself has to make a dexterity save to not get pinned. Rolls a 5 though, which is pretty good.
Oh, I missed it.
And it flips you. It gives you the finger as it's flying away. And but you guys could shoot him again at this range if you wanted to before he heads off.
Shoot him in the back.
Yeah, if you want to shoot him in the back.
I definitely want to shoot
Okay.
him again.
People are giving you guys a wide berth now in terms of the crowd. And what'd you do? What'd you roll?
4.
Okay. Yeah. Well, now he was already down. He fails his critical. He rolls a 16. He now too is writhing in pain on the ground. Will be dead soon, unless anyone helps him within an hour.
Hell no. Now I say we go over there and beat him to death with his own arms.
I think that's a lovely,
Right,
yes,
so
lovely idea. So great.
The story will be told. Of course, it's not the weirdest thing has happened here on the Plaza of Pondering, but story will be told by the time those guys beat the, repurposed augmented thug to death with his own arms. So you guys can take his arms. They seem completely inactive without him. I mean, they don't do anything now that he's dead.
Well, we could start collecting body parts. We got a big eyeball. We got 2 arms. We could
so
make a person.
weird. That's exactly what I was thinking earlier. It's like we're vibing so hard right now. I think that's such a great idea.
Yeah, and Clancy, you could put some tentacles on there if you want. I won't mind.
Oh yeah, we definitely we'll collect some tentacles for sure.
We'll definitely think everything is better with tentacles. Yes.
Yes.
Well, by now the crowd's starting to get its, it's kind of wild westy down here, like you might have inferred. Nevertheless, some people might be a little afraid of you at this point. But there's not a lot of there's nothing to do down here for a while, except to kill time. One person walks over shaking his head and says, "Boy, I hope you haven't spent all your money, because you guys could use some armor." And meanwhile, I will tell you real quick, Casey was wearing the puffy pink fleece jacket, and that is good for 1 point of armor. If anyone who doesn't have armor already, if either of the 2 gentlemen would like to wear a puffy pink fleece jacket, it provides 1 armor.
Look very pretty in that.
You do.
I think it would too, and all that stuff that guy said about you being ugly was just so rude and bullshit. You're not ugly, you're beautiful inside and out, lump.
Yes, sir.
Whoa, thank you so much. I'm blushing.
Also, those guys had 2 new pounds each, so each of you could take 2.
All right.
And then somebody goes up to you, Clancy, the fellow who was shaking his head earlier, and he says, it's too bad you only found 2 on him. If you have another one, I could sell you a very nice traveling tweed for only 3 pounds is my normal asking price. Might take me a little bit to size it up perfectly for you, but I'm just over there. Not a lot of work for tailors down here.
Sorry, what is a traveling?
Oh, a lovely gentleman's traveling tweed jacket I happen to have. I could resize it for you. It's has some clay plating on the inside, some sort of ceramic plating, and good for some armor. I'll see you getting fights a lot. You're going to need it.
Well, and you said it was, 3 pounds?
That's right.
Well, I just so happen I have 4, because I had 4 before. I spent 2 on a soda.
Lovely.
And
lovely.
I just got 2 back, so I think that's a fantastic
Excellent. I have a feeling you're going to need it. I hate to see all your friends here all armored up, and you not. But, they'll come this way, but like I say, it'll take a bit. Sit down, have yourself a little rest. Are you all catching the sledge?
Hope to, yeah.
Yeah.
Midnight?
Have you plenty of time by then, plenty of time. So, it doesn't take him long, but about, a few hours later, you guys are ready to board the sledge. When you board the sledge, you can see that many of the crew members are mockeries. They're wearing red, gold, and green uniforms. And so they're almost Christmas-like. But there are some people, regular people, wearing the same uniforms who seem to be overseeing them. Second-class tickets this way. And you guys walk through this upper deck on your way to, where you're supposed to be. And the first thing you walk through is an observation car. It's one of those great big bubbly plexiglass windows you saw earlier. And that's where also the open deck was. And this mockery, who has like a teddy bear head, says, "Anyone who wants to smoke must bundle up out here," pointing to the open deck. And then you go through those big plexiglass doors, and you find yourself in a hallway with second class. This is the second class lounge here, and each of these compartments can lawfully house up to 12 passengers. Just so you know, we may have some standing room only tickets. And he opens the door and shows you guys one of these rooms, and there are a dozen bunks in here, hard plastic bunks. They're like benches, really. Like Your ticket entitles you to a sleeping bench and use of the shared bathroom. If you would like to rent a foam mattress, sheets, a pillow, a blanket, and a towel for your journey, it will be only £1.
Don't need any of those amenities. Can sleep fine on the lumpiest of surfaces.
Well, very well.
I'm pretty broke myself, or I might want to, but,
Well,
I have like an emergency fund, and I'm going to say this is not an emergency.
okay. Well, okay. And, they're not, he's not really programmed to haggle. But he begins to back out, but someone else is in his way. Oh, hope you have room for one more in here, what? Says a rather stuffy voice. And a strange fellow walks in. Oh, yes, good. Plenty of bunks open. I'll take the top left. Yes, jolly good. He's a rather strange-looking fellow, as I said. His head is basically a transparent bubble helmet, and something with a bunch of tentacles is inside of it, like, yeah, with suckers out, you know what I mean? Like, it's clinging to the inside, and it's on top of kind of an electric prosthetic anthropomorphic body. And don't worry about the mattresses. What? Everyone deserves a mattress and a pillow, even if they're down on their luck. You boy, bring mattresses and pillows for all, please. Towels, whole 9 yards, on me. Hello, I'm Nombo. How are you? Good to meet you.
It's
lovely
nice
to meet
to meet
you
you
as
too.
Yes, quite.
You must be from afar too. I'm from afar.
Oh, yes. Well, yeah, you haven't had to do as much as I've had to do to fit in. Look at all the expense I've been put to, what?
I see. Oh.
Yes. Well, I'm glad you'll stay here. Well, I'm glad you're nice people. I hope we'll get a game of Hot Murder together, what? He's referring to the famous card game everybody plays all the time.
Sounds so fun. Thanks for the pillows and stuff.
Of course.
That was really generous.
Well, and you're right, I am from far away. I'm from beyond the Pillars of Hercules. I just accidentally walked through a time-space slippage while I was looking for the bathroom at the opera. Very embarrassing.
I heard something, stories about what lies beyond the Pillars of Hercules.
Oh, a great manner of wonders. I'm still trying to find my way back. That was 16 of your years ago. Yes, I know that's why I travel the underground. I'm going to go out beyond the wall this time. No. Well, we could stay here and chit-chat, or we could go down to the bar, the lounge area. What do you say?
Are you buying?
Of course. Well, at least I can do one round. You'll have to make other friends for other rounds. Listen, though, before we go, not everyone on this sledge is what they seem. There's an owl mockery here you should not trust. He is a bad character. Don't talk to the owl mockery, or at least don't really listen to him. Don't let him talk you into anything. And these nuns, there are 21 nuns traveling on this. Yes, they're nuns of the Martian Orthodox Church, and they're all secretly wicked. All of them have dark thoughts, I guarantee it. You see, I can read minds. Oh, I wouldn't read your minds, of course.
Oh, you better not.
No, I would never do so, no.
Well, actually, it would be helpful if you could read my mind and decipher it, because I can't make heads or tails of what's going on inside my mind.
I would never show such bad form. Anyway, suddenly there's this huge electric sizzling sound and a metallic lurch, and the sledge starts to move, and it skids along that huge metal rail and through the huge tunnel and out of the Plaza of Pondering and into the darkness, deeper into the odd. That's where we will stop.
Hey everyone, if you like this podcast, consider leaving us a good rating and/or review, and subscribe to us wherever you can. We've got a YouTube channel and a Discord server, as well as merchandise available at TeePublic. Find our website at GooniesWorldPodcast.com. Email us at GooniesWorldPodcast@gmail.com. You can find all those links and more at Linktree/GooniesWorld. Thanks for listening.